Good morning, students. Welcome to All Force e-learning classes. This is intermediate first year political science or civics. Today we are going to discuss a new chapter, that is state and sovereignty. It is the second unit. In the last class we completed the first unit, namely the introduction of political science. In the last session we studied the scope of political science, significance of political science, the relationship of political science with other social sciences like history, economics and sociology. Today we will discuss about at first state. Now here, what is state? Actually, the state is a political association. It is a political association. State is a political association. Already we know in society different types of associations or institutions are there, like social associations, political associations, economic associations, cultural associations, educational associations, etc. Now state is one of the important association in the society, that is a political association. It is the most important, powerful and sovereign political institution. So it is the most important, powerful and sovereign institution in the society. State is the most important, powerful and sovereign institution in the society, because in the society only the state has a supreme power. Only the state has supreme power. Hence, it is the most important, powerful and sovereign institution. Then, what is the meaning of the state? What is the meaning of the state? Dear students, once again I am reminding you, state means country in political science. State means country in which subject? In political science. Then Machiavelli, a great Italian political philosopher. He was the first political philosopher who used the Italian word "la Stato" in his famous book The Prince. The "la Stato" means the state. Okay, who is the writer name? The writer name is Machiavelli. Machiavelli is a great Italian political philosopher. He was the first political philosopher who used the Italian word "la Stato". La Stato. It is an Italian word. In Italian language, "la Stato" means state. La Stato means state. He used this word in his famous book, namely The Prince. The Prince was the famous writing of Machiavelli. He used "la Stato" Italian word in his famous writing The Prince. La Stato means state. And coming to definitions, different political philosophers have given definitions to the state. Here I am going to explain two definitions to you. These are the two simple definitions. One is a Bluntschli definition, another one is a H.J. Lasky definition. Both have given definition to the state based on its essential elements. So first one is Bluntschli. State is the politically organized people of a definite territory. State is the politically organized people of a definite territory. This definition shows that three elements of a state. One is politically organized body, that is a government. That is a government. People, population, definite territory. So this definition shows how many elements of a state? Three elements of a state. One is a politically organized body, government. Second, people or population. Third one is a definite territory. Coming to second definition of H.J. Lasky. He wrote great book, namely the Grammar of Politics. The Grammar of Politics. In his writing, he explained this definition. According to him, state is a territorial society which was divided into government and subjects. Government and subjects. Government and subjects. Claiming within its allotted physical area and the supremacy over all other institutions. Here, subjects means citizens or population. Okay, subjects means here population or people. Second one is government. Claiming within its allotted physical area, here it is a territory, and a supremacy over all other institutions means sovereignty. This definition shows how many elements of a state? Four elements of a state. One is people or population, two government, three territory, four sovereignty. Through these definitions, we can understand that every state has four essential elements. Four essential elements. One is population, two territory, three government, four sovereignty. Four sovereignty. So first of all, I am going to explain the first element of a state. First element of a state. Population is the first and foremost physical element of a state, because state is a human association. State is a what type of association? State is a human association. Human association or human institution. Means state must have some portion of population. Some portion of population. There shall be no state without population. There shall be no state without population. Here I am going to give a statement of Gurajada Apparao. According to him, state is not a soil, state is a people. So without people, there is no state. No state can exist and survive without population. So population is the first and foremost element of a state. And one more thing is, if the people will reside in a territory on permanent basis, then only the people is constituted as a state. So without permanent basis, the people does not constitute as a state. Example, nomadics. Generally, nomadics are living in the desert areas. They can move from one place to another place. They do not have permanent place. Hence, nomadics who are living in the desert areas does not constitute as a state. Does not constitute as a state. Then, on the size of the population, there is no unanimous opinion among the political philosophers. Here, different political philosophers expressed their views on the size of the population. Here, the views are the opinion of political philosophers, political thinkers or political philosophers. First of all, Plato. Two, Rousseau. Third one is Aristotle. Plato suggested 5040 population for an ideal state. In the same way, Rousseau suggested 10,000 population for an ideal state. whereas Aristotle suggested 10,000 to 1 lakh population for an ideal state. Here Aristotle in favor of optimum population of a state. Optimum population of a state. So Aristotle said that the population of the state should be neither too large nor too small. Neither too large, neither too small. Then here how much population of a state is not a question. The quantity of the population is the quality of the population is important than quantity of the population. Quality of the population is important than quantity of the quantity of the population is important than quantity of the population. If the population of the state is educated, healthy, skilled, trained, then the state will achieve rapid development. So it is the first element of the state, that is the population. Second, territory. Territory is the second physical element of the state. Like population, without territory there is no state. There shall not be a state without territory. But what is the meaning of territory? The territory means geographical area of a state. So what is the meaning of territory? Geographical area of the state. Geographical area of the state. Now here territory includes three things. Territory includes how many things? Three things. One is land, that is territorial land. Second one is territorial water. Three, territorial space. Here land includes so many things like rivers, lakes, mines, mountains, etc. It includes rivers, lakes, mines, mountains, etc. What is territorial water? Territorial water means the water or the sea which surrounds the territory of the state. The water or the sea which surrounds the territory of the state is called as a territorial water. Then what is the meaning of territorial space? The space lying above the land. What is the meaning of territorial space? The space lying above the land. So these three things include the territory. Like population, there is no unanimous opinion among the political philosophers on the size of the territory of a state. There is no unanimous opinion among the political philosophers on the size of the territory of a state. Here again three writers, namely Plato, Aristotle, Rousseau. These three writers have given importance to the small states with less territory. They did not give importance to the big states with large size of territory. They have given importance to small states with less territory. In the world, some states are big, some states are small. Example, China, Russia, America, etc. countries having vast territory, whereas Vatican City, Andorra, Morocco, Monaco, Luxembourg, like these countries having less territory. Here also, the quantity of the territory is not important. The quality of the territory is important. If the state will have rivers, lakes, mines, minerals, then the state will achieve rapid development. Now, another element of the state is government. Government is the third element of the state. Government is the third element of the state. Third element of a state. Third element of a state, like population, territory. So without government there is no state. Without government there is no state. Now it is like an agent of a state. Agent of a state, because the government will perform all the activities of the state. All the activities of the state. Hence, it is considered as an agent of the state. Agent of the state. So, what is the general definition of the government? The government is the agency through which the will of the state is formulated, expressed and realized. So it is one of the important 2 marks topic. So what is meant by government? What is meant by government? Government is the third element of a state. It is an agent of a state. Government is the agency through which the will of the state is formulated, expressed and realized. And I am going to give another general definition of the government. So government is an agency which fulfills the aims and objectives of the state. So here what? Government is an agency which fulfills the aims and objectives of the state. Government is an agency which fulfills the aims and objectives of the state. So it is one more general definition of the government. Next, so many political philosophers have given definition to the government. Here I am going to explain the definition of Garner. Garner is one of the famous political philosopher. He has given a wonderful definition to the government. According to him, government is the agency or machinery. It is the agency or machinery through which common policies are determined. Then common affairs are regulated. And common interests are promoted. Through this definition we can understand that for which purpose the government came into existence. For determining the public policies, to regulating the common affairs of the people, to promote the interest of the common people. Then every government has 3 organs. Every government has how many organs? 3 organs. One is legislature. Second, executive. 3, judiciary. Every government has 3 organs. One is legislature, 2 executive, 3 judiciary, to perform its activities. So what are the important functions of these organs? Legislature makes laws. It makes laws. It interprets the laws. Sorry, it implements the laws. It implements the laws. It interprets the laws. It interprets the laws. These are the three important organs of the government. Then the government will perform so many activities of the state. So what are the activities or the functions of the government? So government performs different types of functions on the behalf of the state. So what are the important functions of the government? Example, to maintain the law and order in the society. To maintain law and order in the society. To provide justice to the people. Justice to the people. To provide justice to the people. To promote general welfare. To promote general welfare. General welfare. To protect the territorial integrity and sovereignty. To protect the territorial integrity and sovereignty. To protect the life and property of the individuals. To maintain the relations with other countries, etc. These are some of the important functions of the government. These are the important functions of the government. And the last one is sovereignty. Sovereignty is the most important essential element of the state than other elements of the state. The last one is sovereignty. Sovereignty is the fourth and the most important element of the state. Element of the state. So it is like a soul of the state. Example, without soul there is no body. In the same way, without sovereignty there is no state. There is no state. This element will distinguish the state from other associations. This element will distinguish the state from other associations because state alone has sovereignty. The remaining institutions do not have the sovereignty in the society. Hence, this element will distinguish the state from other associations in the society. Then, what is the meaning of sovereignty? Sovereignty means supreme power of the state. What is the meaning of the sovereignty? Supreme power of the state. Actually, the word sovereignty is derived from a Latin word. Latin word superaneus. Superaneus. Superaneus means supreme power. Who has the supreme power? Only the state has supreme power. Only state has the supreme power. So how can we define the sovereignty? Sovereignty means the supreme power of the state. The supreme power of the state. This element will distinguish the state from other associations. Then sovereignty has two aspects. One is internal aspect, another one is external aspect. One is internal aspect. Second one is external aspect. Internal aspect, external aspect. In other words, internal sovereignty and external sovereignty. Internal sovereignty and external sovereignty. So what is the meaning of internal sovereignty? Internal sovereignty implies that the supreme power of the state over all the individuals and associations within its geographical limits. So once again, what is the internal sovereignty? Internal sovereignty means the supreme power of the state over all individuals and associations within its geographical limits. So according to internal aspect, state has supreme power over all individuals and associations. Then what is external sovereignty? External sovereignty implies that independence of the state from external control. In other words, external sovereignty means the state is free from political domination of other states. So what is the external sovereignty? External sovereignty means the state is free from political domination of other states. So it is the external sovereignty. So with this, sovereignty is completed. These are the 4 essential elements of the state. But recently, one more element also added, but it is not an essential element. It is only optional element of a state. That is international recognition. International recognition is not essential element. It is only optional element of a state. So what is the meaning of international recognition? International recognition means a state is recognized by other states officially. A state is officially recognized by other sovereign states. So it is the meaning of international recognition. It is also one of the important 2 marks topic. What is meant by international recognition? International recognition means the state is officially recognized by other sovereign states. At present, who is giving international recognition to the newly independent states? International organization like UNO. At present, UNO is giving international recognition to the newly independent states. Who is giving international recognition to the newly independent states? UNO is giving international recognition to newly independent states. So with this, the most important first topic from second unit is over. That is essential elements of the state. We will see in the next session. Goodbye.